on here for so long and I have totally neglected my YouTube, and I have been meaning to get back to it for a while. So I know I had done a bit of a video before explaining that I was away because I had a spinal injury and basically I'm in a wheelchair now, and had an operation, had a stoma done from a bowel. Long chat. Anyway, that's not even about wigs. When I was in Costco a couple of weeks ago, I bumped into somebody who actually just came up to me and said, "Excuse me, are you Michelle, do you do YouTube videos?" And he's like, "My daughter's got alopecia," which was awesome. And he showed me a photo of his daughter, who was gorgeous. And do you know, I was like, I've not done it for so long and I keep meaning to get back to it. I have a bundle of wigs and things that I want to be doing a review on, I want to show, that I've not done. So basically for the last 2 years, well, for 2 years, I was basically trying to get my head around things, and then the last year, so for 3 years, I've basically been absent from here. The past year, I've kind of been back to myself again, adjusting to a new way of life, being in a wheelchair, and just getting on with things and getting my life sorted, getting back to church, and yeah, so been trying to get back on track. And I was just thinking today, do you know, I've not actually shown this wig, although probably this is not the ideal one for me to be showing because I've actually coloured it. It began as super blonde and I wanted a very kind of vibrant red orange, like not too orangey bright because I have that, but not too red cool, so a bit of a mix. Just this is what ended up coming out of it. So it's not actually like a colour that you would generally get, and I get that it's not a colour most people like. I love oranges, reds, gingers, anything. So anyway, this is the wig, but I'm going to show you the wig very quickly because I do think it's absolutely gorgeous. So this is Phoenix by Jon Renau. So I've not cut it, I've not done anything to the actual style whatsoever. It's literally how it comes, only the colour's been changed. It's very much like the Jon Renau Penelope, which is one of the ones you have to get in salon, which I love Penelope, I think she's gorgeous. It's very similar to that other than the cap now, and the hair. Actually, the hair is something I need to mention. This is Chinese Remy hair. Now, I obviously have coloured it, I washed it, and then I'm very naughty and I know that you're meant to kind of style dry them. I left this to air dry. I just used a wee bit of the Redefined Jon Renau spray. This is how it air dries. Because it's purely Chinese hair, it is straight. So if you're used to wearing a lot of the Jon Renau wigs, if they're a blend of Indian Chinese hair, the Chinese hair tends to be very straight. Indian hair naturally has a wave to it. So obviously the combination of some straight, some wavy, some people are like, why is my hair going frizzy? And it's not, it's just that you need to style it. However, this is the Chinese Remy and it is such high quality. Chinese Remy is actually my favourite. I prefer it to even European hair. I love it. It just lasts so long, so beautiful. It dries straight. You can curl it and it actually holds really, really well. So anyway, this is the wig. I'll do a quick spin so you can see the full thing. If I can get my wheelchair to turn around. Oh, yeah, I've picked a terrible spot to try and film. So there, that's kind of the lengths. This is very impromptu live. I'll take the wig off and show you the inside. I've got on actually one of my wee Jon Renau wig caps, which I love. It's bamboo and it's got just a couple of wee silicone tabs which just kind of keep it in place. So the inside of this cap, let me show you. It is fully hand tied and it has that 360-degree stretch section that we have with Jon Renau. So it is beautiful. It's an average size of cap. My head is actually childed from ear to ear and childed from top to back. Oh, hi Angie. But the itself, it is an average, so I've tightened it up. I've got a petite circumference but child for the rest, so I've tightened it. Normally what I should do and what I do with a lot of my wigs, I'll actually stitch them in and bring them in and make them petite size to fit my head. I've not actually had to do that with this. It is a wee bit big for me, however, tightened up, it's grand, and you know, I love it. I love this cap. Now, most people do, obviously we've showed you the hand tied, excuse the hair dye that's on it. It actually, on the top, rather than your standard monofilament, it's a double monofilament. So it's got this layer of glass silk over the standard monofilament. You would see that the hair is tied into. Behind it, you have this glass silk. Now, if you're like me, if you have eczema, very sensitive head, I always wear a bamboo wig liner because I'm totally bald. However, This, if I didn't have a wig liner on and I wear this doesn't irritate my scalp because it's so soft here and just gorgeous. Now at the front, what you'll notice, this is actually polyurethane. Now you can see it does not have a lace front. What it does have, I don't know if you can see that here, it's got over under ventilation around the cap to the ears, so some of it's like under ventilated, some of it's over, and it gives a more natural look. Now a lot of people, if you have, I get my eczema really bad and it always flares around the edges of my wig. So this, for me, this polyurethane strip, you can stick adhesive on here if you want. I don't. I tend to never use adhesive purely just because I have skin issues. I don't bother with it and my wig is so secure, it's unbelievable. But yeah, you can use some tape here if you want to. This is lovely and smooth so I don't break out, and when my skin is really bad and I think I actually want to wear a wig just now, I love this cap personally, but I know a lot of people do love the lace front. But yes, I'll show you how it looks again on, and you'll notice it's not got that lace front. Like a lot of people that tend to prefer these caps very often will maybe have a fringe cut in or have a side fringe. I've not. Now I know it's not the same as a lace front, and it's not maybe as, like, if you pulled it back it's not going to look as natural as a lace front would. If I wanted to be wearing this tied back, I would actually add some wee baby hairs around the front. I've done that with my Brandy, which is a similar cap. I think I've done it to Brandy. And that way when I pull it back and tie it back, I've just got wee baby hairs and you don't notice the lack of lace front. But for me, for comfort, I love this cap. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Oh, so this is the Jon Renau Phoenix, and you can't ignore this colour. It comes in the most stunning colours. I've obviously done this myself, this colour. That's me, it's personal preference. Also, it's not advisable that you use colour your wigs unless they are, for example, the Jon Renau RN series, which uses no textile dye whatsoever. However, I've been naughty. I have done it with this one for myself, but I just absolutely adore this. The hair qualities, I mean, to leave it to air dry and it comes out like this, I just think it's absolutely incredible. I do love it very, very much. So this is my super quick showing. I will get proper reviews done. This is just done on my phone, a quick impromptu live, but I will get proper videos done. I will use my kit. Sorry, I'm just going to, my back hurts so I like to cross my leg. What I will do is I will get some proper videos done on my camera. I will film and I will get some reviews up. I am so excited about doing the Layla review. I've done about 6 videos and I'm not happy with them, so I'm going to redo that. I'm going to show you Layla because to me, in all honesty, out of all my wigs, I have so many. I have custom wigs, which I particularly love. I have a custom folia. I've got loads of customs that I've done through Jon Renau with my own cap design through MiMo. I have standard Jon Renau. I've got their European here. I've literally got, I've got some of the Raquel Welsh. I've got the, what is it, Glamour and More. I have a lot of human hair and I love them all, and they all have different things that I love about them. But Layla cap and hair is my ultimate favourite at the moment. I just absolutely adore it. So I will have a review of that coming very soon. It is also available online, same as Brandy, same as Phoenix. This is the Phoenix. So I've got them all on MiMo wigs. You can go and have a look if you want to, but obviously don't feel obliged to. It's not about buying things. It was really just to kind of show this wig and let you guys see it, because I do really love this. I especially love the hair quality. I understand if somebody was saying what's positive, what's the negative. For me, the hair quality is just probably some of the best hair I've ever worn. Comparing it even to European hair, to all the different brands, without a word of a lie, I'm not saying all Jon Renau hair is the same, because some of it is a blend. I particularly, if I get a custom wig done, I always ask for Chinese Remy. It is my favourite. My custom folia, I asked for their World Select Asian rather than European. I actually got one of the caps that's like their European cap, but I asked for like 18-inch but or 20-inch, I think it was, that I did for my custom, and I asked for the World Select Chinese Remy type hair because it's just by far the best quality in my personal opinion. Obviously I'm somebody who, my hair is a bit of a kink and a wave to it, but I mean, I never had problematic hair, so my hair, I could have it poker straight blow dried or I could curl it when I had my bio hair before I had alopecia. So for me, it's very similar to, this is just so easy. It's easy to maintain, it's easy to look after, more so than I love Indian hair. If it's pure Indian hair and it's really wavy, it can look really cool and really lovely. I tend to wear my hair straight, so for me, Chinese Remy, it's a no-brainer. It's just the most amazing quality. This hair itself is just really, really beautiful, and I adore it. And I got this, I think it was the 1488H shade, which is super blonde. It is like level 10 blonde, salon level wise. It is very blonde. It wasn't rooted or anything. I knew I was going to colour this, and I knew that 1488H, I've seen it in so many people and I adore it. I put it on myself and I just don't suit it. But I deliberately bought it knowing I wouldn't suit it so that I could colour it, because I knew I wanted it to be nice and vibrant. So it already had been lifted to such a high level, and I then went ahead and did some orange mixed with red and tiny bit of smidgen of light brown, and kind of concocted my own salon formula with my gold oil colours, and then I dyed it, and then I've just washed it, just standard Jon Renau shampoo conditioner, left it to actually air dry in a mannequin head. Very naughty of me. And look how straight it dries. I mean, I've not even used straighteners. I mean, I could use straighteners on it, but I don't think I need to, you know. So for me, it's very easy, and anything that's kind of, I enjoy styling, I enjoy blow drying, I love straightening and curling my other wigs. You know, the wigs that are the blends of Indian and Chinese, I have a ton of them, and I enjoy styling, but I also can be very lazy, and sometimes I'm just like, I just want to wash it and I want to wear it again. This is super good. It's lovely. The hair quality is phenomenal. So that's all I really had to say. It is lovely to be back for everybody. If anybody tunes in, thank you so much for watching. It is really lovely. I will make a point of being here more often. I have been working a lot, and yeah, which has been great, and it's been busy, and I have continued to work throughout everything. But I mean, I can do a video if anybody's interested. I'm happy to do a video on like my kind of story, spinal injury, and basically what's been going on the past 3 years when I've been AWOL from here and from a lot of things. I would try and be as positive as I could, and I would try and just snap a photo and shove it on Instagram, and I've done that. I couldn't quite face getting back to doing wig reviews on YouTube, and I don't know why. I think it was just I had to sort out, you know, how I was, like to emotionally deal with the physical changes that have happened now that I'm in a wheelchair, with my spinal injury. Obviously, I don't know, people don't generally know, this might be too much info, but with the spinal injury, along with that comes you know, bladder dysfunction, bowel dysfunction, and sexual dysfunction. And it's not just that I can't walk anymore. So I had a colostomy. I opted to have that done for my bowel, so I can manage my bowel so easily. It's brilliant. It has been, for me, it's not the right decision for everyone. For me, it's just been amazing. It's just helped me so much. I just use a catheter, chuck it in the bin, and then next time I need the toilet, I can't go myself, catheter, chuck it in the bin. So it's just been adjusting to all that kind of stuff, and adjusting to just life being a bit different, and trying to get on with it all. And most importantly, like, I mean, I had this thing, I didn't want to see people who knew me when I could walk, and at first I did continue to try and walk with my leg splints. I ended up in hospital a few times with broken hands, broken wrists, broke my arm, fell down the stairs, knocked myself unconscious, it's a tiny hairline fracture in my skull because I kept trying to stand and my legs were just like jelly, even with the splints. So I finally accepted the fact that life now is in a wheelchair, and that's fine. It has been an adjustment, not just for me, but for my family too. I was obviously, this is said it was another video of this, and I'm doing it all now. I was an ICU nurse, and it was just I loved my job so much, and for me it was so hard not to be doing that anymore. However, I've had lots of opportunities to do other things, still use some of my nursing, so I can still be a registered nurse and try and help people maybe in a bit of a different way than obviously when I was physically working in ICU before, but I'm definitely in a better place now. And honestly, when I met people from Spinal Injury Scotland charity, it was such a massive support, and that peer support really made such a huge difference for me, and helped me. And I got back to just like really reading my Bible every day and praying, and you know, I didn't want to see people who knew me when I could walk, so I would watch church on YouTube, but I wouldn't go. And I had a real thing about all these people I had known since I was a young child that knew me when I was crazy, running around, so active, so fit, and then all of a sudden I'm in a wheelchair. And that was just me mentally. But I've just been coming here the whole time. I still every day, regardless of whether I was at church or not. I would read my Bible, I would study my Bible, I would try and do what I believe is the right thing. And I'm not a good Christian. I try my best. I try to be a good person, and I try to follow what's there. And sometimes it has been a real struggle, but you know, for me, I prioritise. I need to get my life back in track. I need to sort my relationship with God, and I understand that that's not for everyone. For me, that is just, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have got through everything, basically. But I have so many blessings, so many more blessings than anything, which is just incredible and amazing. And you know, I've just been, and all I had like verses going through my head when I was so anxious and worried, thinking about Philippians, and you know, don't be anxious about anything, but in everything with prayer and petition. Give thanks to God, the peace of God transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts, minds, and Christ Jesus. Now, this is meant to be a wig review, and I'm talking about this, but that's really made a huge difference for me. Just remembering that, and remembering that in Jeremiah, it says, you know, I've got plans for you, plans to prosper you, not to harm you. You know, and I guess it's just been, I've had to go over myself and my own thoughts and my own stresses and worries. I've kept working throughout. But it just took me a while to get to the right place again mentally. So I feel like I'm back, and I am excited to make some videos. This is just so impromptu and very random and has become more of a chat than a wig review. But it does intend it just to be a wig review. But yeah, I've been able, and to the guy I met in Costco, I didn't even ask his name or his daughter's name, and it's so rude of me. However, if your dad met me in Costco and you have alopecia, I've seen photos of you and you're gorgeous, and it just gave me a kick up the backside to get back on here and to actually start doing proper wig reviews again. So I'm going to do that, and it's totally more just about information, education, and you seem much happier. Honestly, like, I had, you know what I was like before. And I got so bad, I was very low at one point that, I mean, I can make a video about this, but I was in a very dark place for a very long time, and I am definitely more like myself again. I think I was holding on to a lot of hurt and anger and frustration, and all it was doing was eating me up inside, instead of me actually focusing on what I can still do, because there's so much I can do. There's so much. So yeah, life has been a bit of a roller coaster. I'm so lucky now. I'm an ambassador for Spinal Injury Scotland charity, which is just such a, you know, it's such an honour. But I'm even better than that. Like, they have given me the opportunity to be able to do peer support for people who are currently going through a spinal injury, and I go into the spinal unit with Laura's the coordinator and is amazing, and Graham that's there and Rich, and just go in and chat with patients, because I was in such a bad place, and when I found the peer support, it made a huge difference for me. It helped me sort out my life in pretty much every aspect, physically, emotionally, spiritually, socially. It really helped to make me focus and get back on the right track again. And I don't want anybody to be in the place that I was in, and I know that I didn't realise at the time, it is absolutely normal and so common, you know, when your life just changes like in an instant so dramatically. I think I was in denial for so long, and I was like, yeah, I can walk. Like, I can't even move my legs, but I'm like, yeah, I can walk, I'm good. And even still to this day, it's kind of funny now. Like, it was the last time I did it, would have been a couple of months ago. I just had it in my head. I woke up and I was like, I had dreamt I had learned how to walk again. And I was like, cool, I can get up. And I went to get off the bed, and all that happened was like my bum and legs stayed where they were, and I face planted straight onto the floor, and it was so ridiculous. But instead of, like, before I used to try constantly and I would cry, when I did it, I just laughed and I was like, oh my goodness, what is going on? Why did I even try that? You know, and I can laugh and joke, and you know, life's just different now, but it is also amazing. And although I think a lot of people maybe think business wise I've been away from it, I've actually been doing a ton more than ever, and doing a lot of stuff in the background that I'm kind of excited about, and hopeful that we'll get more things happening soon. But I'm so lucky. I have a gorgeous girl who does lots of customer service stuff at MiMo Wigs, and she just helps with, she's got an email sort of thing that she deals with a lot of things for me, provides such an amazing service, which is really cool, and helps out to let me do more on the site in the background and try and work on things that I'm planning to be doing future wise. So thank you to everybody that does actually watch any of these videos, and if you've managed to make it to this stage on this video, oh my goodness, like, that's incredible, because I don't think I would pay that much attention to me. And for the guy I met in Costco and your daughter, like, thank you for coming and speaking to me. You totally brightened up my day. I was with my son and my daughter-in-law, and my daughter-in-law was like, oh my goodness, like, somebody knows you from YouTube. And I was like, I don't have that many followers, it's not huge, but it gave me a bit of a kick up the bum that I needed, and I really appreciate it. And it did make me feel so lovely when, you know, you said that you had watched the videos and your daughter watches them. And like, I don't know how much help I am to many people, but if I can help anybody, even just a smidgen, or help you increase your awareness of, generally it's wigs that I'm talking about, so if I can do any, even a tiny bit of wig education, that's amazing. Oh, Angie, thank you. Honestly, that just means so much. Like, and Angie, you've helped me too, actually, massively, Angie, when I was going through all this stuff and I was not really wanting to admit how I was and what was actually going on with everything. And I think you were the closest to what I actually spoke about and told people. I probably told you more than most, but when I got to a really dark place, basically just nobody knew my husband and my family, and I'm talking about it more now. I don't think it's appropriate for me to get into all of that on this video. I'll maybe do a separate video, and that way I can kind of give people a bit of a heads up warning on what I'm going to talk about. But yeah, life is good. I'm so blessed. I'm so happy to be here. There is more amazing stuff in my life that I've got going on than there is bad, you know. And like, what I thought before being in a wheelchair, I was like, oh no, my goodness, that's going to make me disabled. Oh, actually, that's what enables me. I am disabled, whether I like it or not. You know, it is what it is. But there's loads I can do. And actually, my wheelchair gives me freedom. It gives me independence. It just lets me get around. Thank you, Angie. That just means so much. I'm just seeing your wee messages popping up. So yeah, so it's nice to be back, and it's good. I feel more like myself, and like, I think I do have struggles, and I have my moments where I get quite anxious or